This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, a lot of people have been waiting for Friday, July 15th in downtown Hazleton. Find out why tomorrow is so special next. Happy Friday Eve. My name is Ken Kara, and here's a big thank you for watching. And now here's your local information from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. The production crew from the TV show Cops has completed its filming in the city of Hazleton. The crew from Langley Productions has been here since May. Mayor Jeff Cassatt's decision to allow the taping prompted City Council to pass a resolution requesting that the taping end. That did not happen. The mayor has final say on whether or not any of the footage will actually be broadcast as part of the show. A West Penn Township worker was killed in a lawn mowing accident yesterday. It happened just before 1 p.m. near the Township Community Park in West Penn Township. The Schuylkill County Coroner's Office identified the victim as 54-year-old Tina Hoppus of New Ringgold. She died when the mower she was riding flipped and fell into a creek. The Hazleton Area School Board was expected to hold a special meeting yesterday afternoon, but due to lack of a quorum, the meeting never took place. 5 of the 9 board members are needed to have a quorum and hold the meeting, but only 4 showed up. It was thought that 6 members would be in attendance. However, Board President Clarence John, Vice President Vincent Zola, and Directors James Chapman and Jared O'Donnell were the only ones there. The notice for the special meeting listed the purpose for general business that comes before the board. District Superintendent Dr. Craig Butler says that the issue to be discussed was time sensitive and involved personnel. He did not elaborate further. Meanwhile, the Hazleton Area School District has made some personnel changes for the upcoming school year. Some principals and vice principals have been reassigned to different schools. The changes were made by the administration and do not require school board approval. For a list of changes, check out today's Standard Speaker or go to standardspeaker.com. Tomorrow marks the official return of the downtown Hazleton Farmers Market. Here's Lisa Sugart with more.
It is a very popular summertime tradition in downtown Hazleton. It is the Downtown Hazleton Farmers Market, and here to tell us all about it is Krista Schneider. She's the Executive Director of the Downtown Hazleton Alliance for Progress. The Farmers Market, we've been waiting to hear when it's back, and it's back this Friday.
That's right. Opening day is July 15th. We're going to start it off with the ribbon cutting at 10 a.m. So every Friday now from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., July 15th through September 2nd, we'll have all the vendors there, and we're shifting things up a little bit now. We're taking advantage of the new green space in the new park area. So the corner of Broad and Laurel is where we'll have all the vendors set up, and this is the 5th year. The chambers, running the market. We assist. And this is the 5th year. It started in 2011, 2011. So we're happy to see it grow since then.
Now, people love this when they're out and about. They can get some really good stuff to take home or even to munch on at work. So tell us about the many goodies that will be here. Oh,
wow. Well, we have, so our vendors include Burgers Farm. So you'll get all the good, produce from, the tomatoes, the corn, the green beans, all the good farm produce. We also have O'Hara's Orchard. They bring all the fruits, so the apples, the peaches, the plums, delicious peaches out of this world. We also have a honey vendor who sells raw honey that she grows on her own farm, with the bees. And then she also sells soaps, hand lotions, everything that's honey-based products. So that's really nice. And then we also have the vendors, or the Growing Markets program from the Butler Township Community Garden, and they bring all organic produce. So if you're looking for organic produce, and if that's hard to find, you have to come to the farmers market because it's really high quality stuff. We also have 2 food vendors returning this year. We have Atomic Hog Barbecue, which anybody who works downtown usually can get a nice little smell from the barbecue cooking, and it brings people out for lunchtime. So he's coming back. And then we also have a new food vendor, a new food truck called Lavender Express, and they sell kebabs, gyros, falafels now, salads. And so it's a little something different that you won't find, anywhere else here. So We're excited about that. We also have some nonprofit organizations, and then every week we'll have either a special event or a special demonstration of some sort. So we're kicking it off, like I said, this week with the ribbon cutting, kind of celebrating 5 years now, and it'll be fun.
Well, we look forward to it. It's right out our doors here, so
Yeah.
we really like that. A lot of people who are on their lunch break go out and enjoy it, and a lot of people just come in just specifically for that.
Right. Yeah. Lunchtime is the big rush. We want to take advantage of all the businesses, the workers here that work in the downtown. I should also mention Laurel Street will be closed this year during market hours. Some of the vendors will be set up with the food trucks on Laurel Street, so that's something a little different too.
All right. Well, it sounds great, and it all starts this Friday, happening in the downtown at Broad and Laurel between 10 and 2, and every Friday until September 2nd. Come on and check out the Downtown Farmers Market.
Thank you, Lisa. I'm so excited to eat. And here's more good news. A brand new feature has been added to tomorrow's Downtown Farmers Market. Chamber President Mary Malone says the first cooking demonstration will take place tomorrow.
This year, we're partnering with the Commission on Economic Opportunity. The food pantry is located right here in the Broad Street Exchange. It's one of the many services they offer. And so Alice will be doing a cooking demonstration to show folks how to use that farm fresh produce for healthy recipes. So we're really excited about that. And the best part, as you know, with any cooking demonstration, Lisa, is the samples that come afterwards.
Best day ever. The cooking demonstrations are expected to take place every other Friday during the Downtown Farmers Market starting tomorrow. Coming up on FYI, we talk with one of the organizers of a golf tournament being held to benefit Brandon's Forever Home in Hazleton. And later, 12-year-old Jacob Balliet is having quite the summer on the racetrack. We'll talk with him and local motorsport journalist Dino Alberto in the FYI Fast Lane.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
I am pleased to welcome to our studios today Joyce Bertrand. She is the Director of Development for Brandon's Forever Home, very good friends of ours, Brandon's Forever Home, here to talk about what is called the Swing for the Kids. Now, that's a great golf outing that's going to benefit Brandon's Forever Home. Joyce, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you. I'm pleased to be here to promote our event. We're excited. It's going to take place on July 29th, and we're going to be at Sand Springs Country Club. And we have a great sponsor this year. We have Bimbo Bakeries in Humboldt. They are sponsoring us and are bringing golfers, and lots of their vendors are sponsoring us, which is great. So we're really thankful to them. And then we have members from the community who are also sponsoring us.
Well, now, we do a lot of things here to promote Brandon's Forever Home, but for that one person watching who may not be familiar with the organization, give them just a little quick background about what Brandon's Forever Home does.
Well, Brandon's Forever Home and the community are able to help some of the local children who, through no fault of their own, are in foster care because of neglect or abuse or abandonment. And it's our privilege to be able to help these kids and to show them some love. Members of the community are able to donate items to us so that we can have these kids come in and be able to kind of shop, as you will, in our home there, so that they can get some of the needs. We have clothing and shoes and games and toys, just so that they can have a good life in times of hardship for them.
Well, you guys do an awesome job. Now, the golf tournament, as she said, is taking place on July 29th. That's a Friday at Sand Springs. It's a 12 noon shotgun start. It's $90 a player. But if you don't want to play golf, you can come just for the dinner. That's $45 just for the dinner. And you are still looking for sponsors and golfers.
Yes, we'd love to hear from you. We would accept foursomes as well as singles. If you only have one or two players, we can pair you up and make a team. It's going to be a fun day. You can't help but have fun on a Friday afternoon, skipping work and out there playing golf. And we also could use sponsors if you can't play. We have sponsors for tees, or also we have corporate sponsors and Eagle sponsors as well. So please feel free to call me. I would be happy to give you all the information that you need, and we'd love to see you out there on Friday the 29th.
Well, it's a great event, and it's all for a wonderful cause, so please call or email Joyce. She'll get you all set up to play, and if you don't want to play golf, come for the great food, but come out to help the kids of Brandon's Forever Home.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Here's hoping you weren't stuck in the downpour this afternoon. It rained very hard. Here's our local weather forecast now from the National Weather Service. Tonight, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly between midnight and 2 a.m. Mostly cloudy, low of 67 degrees. On Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 82 degrees. Friday night, partly cloudy with a low around 65. Saturday, partly sunny, high of 80 degrees. Saturday night, partly cloudy, low of 63. Sunday, it will be a sunny day with a high near 81. Sunday night, partly cloudy, low of 64. On Monday, we have a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny with a high of 80 degrees. And then on Monday night, mostly cloudy, low of 65 degrees.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat including our ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food including our burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazelton. Treat yourself today.
Thought it was just me because I was chugging coffee, but the weather shot was sped up. Everyone can relax. Here's your midday winning lottery numbers on FYI. Pick 2, 9, 8, pick 3, 1, 9, 5, pick 4, 7, 9, 1, 9, pick 5, 1, 4, 9, 1, 2. Law Talk is coming up next on FYI. Then we'll have some commercials, and then we'll jump in the FYI Fast Lane. We'll be right back.
We received a viewer question, and the viewer asks, who handles the estate if there is no will?
Very legitimate question. It happens quite frequently. A lot of people that we see, they be middle-aged or even kind of like myself, heading into the senior category, and they don't have a will. And of course, we can't predict when we're going to die, so it's not unlikely for someone to die without a will. Well, what happens if you have property and that property's in your name, and you haven't set forth in a will who you want to get that property? What happens to that property? How is it, in the eyes of the law, administered? Well, it's administered under the Pennsylvania Fiduciary and Estate Code. It's called intestate. Intestate means that you don't have a will. And the code also provides that someone, a family member, spouse, brother, sister, cousin, someone has to be appointed by the court to transition that property to where it belongs once you pass away. And that can only be done by what we call a citation. And that citation has to be brought to the Register of Wills. The person seeking to administer the estate has to ask the Register of Wills to appoint them as the administrator of the estate. And they have to give notice of that meeting with the Register of Wills to other relatives, creditors, who may have a right under the fiduciary code to be administered and administer the estate. More often than not, it's a relative. More often than not, nobody objects. But that is a step that is necessary when there is no will designating an executor If there's an executor named in a will, it's much easier. You take the will up, take the named executor, you get sworn in, and you start administering the estate from there. Without a will, you have to go through the citation process to have someone appointed. But effectively, once that's done, it's no different than having an executor in a will.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Welcome to the latest FYI Fast Lane segment. Very happy to have Dino Alberto here, local motorsport journalist and a young man. He writes a lot about. Jacob Balliet, race car driver, dominated in quarter midgets. You had a lot of success there, and if I messed this up, you correct me. Now with the 600cc micro sprint, a bigger, a faster car, this was an adjustment for you. How did you adjust to this car, and how did everything go? You had to learn how to shift, right?
Yeah, I had to learn how to shift on the starts, and it was just a learning curve with the clutch. I'm used to being pushed off the track and just pulling out and shifting and learning what speed. Like some older experienced guys told me like what speed you're on the track and the pits.
Now, I used to stall out my Mitsubishi Eclipse all the time when I was shifting. It took a long time. What advice would you give me? How did you learn that so fast?
Just easy on the clutch.
Do you have to know the car? I mean, is that what gives you? I mean, you're so familiar maybe with cars and that, so you have a good feel for it?
Yeah, like before we bought the car, I went to see it, and I sat in it, and the steering wheel was up here, so he had to give me a six-pack cooler.
So you had to sit, you had a little boost there to first get going?
Yeah, I mean, my seat's on 8-inch risers.
He already has one win under his belt, Dino, and you wrote a whole article about it in the Standard Speaker. What have you been impressed so far by? I mean, you followed Jacob his whole career, but now he's up in a whole other level, competing with adults.
There's always that apprehension, Kenny. You have these kids coming out of quarter midgets, and now they're jumping into real race cars. Not that the quarter midgets weren't, but this is the real deal where the speeds have tripled and quadrupled. The competition is as fierce as can be, and the 600cc micro sprints, I mean, that's one whale of a stepping stone for this kid to do something like that. This is an adult racing class where guys for years have been competing in this class. As a matter of fact, he not only went to a 600, Jacob, but he went from a 270, which is normally where you would want to go before you progress into something like that. So I think he has done a tremendous job to race the way he has been, to win within the first half dozen events or so, and to do it at a place like Hamlin Speedway where he won, and that place is perhaps one of the best Northeast Pennsylvania short tracks for micro sprint racing. And likewise, this past weekend we were out at Greenwood Valley Action Track where he put a top wing on the car. And let's not forget about that. This kid races with and without a wing, and it's just like a World of Outlaw sprint car, which, by the way, is his aspiration to get into that level sooner or later. And I think it's going to be a lot sooner than later. But he does a great job. You're racing against adults, late teens, 20s, 30-year-olds, and just amazing to see what he did in such a short period of time.
And Jacob, you told me you learned from some of the older drivers. Dino always tells me it's like a family out there. These guys take you under their wing even though they're maybe a little bit older and you're beating some of these guys. I mean, they're very nice and they taught you some lessons.
Yeah, like Timmy Buckwalter, he told me, like I watched him down at Kutztown, and what I learned that night was I had to drive it harder. Like if you don't push it, it won't handle as good on the track.
What was that first win like? And even when you get out there the first time, were you intimidated at all? Were you a little nervous? Or once you got out there, did you kind of get comfortable and be like, I just love this so much?
I was a little nervous at first racing with adults, and not only that I was one of probably the youngest kid out there driving. It was just, then I kind of got comfortable, started getting up to speed, passing cars, and the win.
With Jacob, I asked him, I said, do you just have that driver's instinct? And you would know, you've covered young drivers. Compared to maybe some other drivers you cover, what do you see in Jacob?
I think he definitely has that, and I'm not just saying that because of how I know him and the family. And, you know, there's a lot of kids I've seen now coming out of quarter midgets, and there is talent there. Is it natural? perhaps, but they don't have a lot of the bad habits right now that some of these seasoned drivers may have from doing things on a weekly basis. And right now they're just learning, but they're learning all the good things and all the right things. And this kid just amazingly was able to, just go from one aspect, one small aspect, quarter midget racing. You have to understand, it's like taking somebody out of T-ball and putting them into minor league baseball. That's how amazing it was to see him do this.
What are you doing besides racing? Let's learn about you a little bit. Are you out there chasing Pokemon at the racetrack? What else are you into? What else do you like?
I like swimming. I'm a Boy Scout, tenderfoot Boy Scout.
So outdoors camping into all that. That's cool. That's cool. Do you stress about your driver's test when you turn 16? Are you like, oh, how am I going to parallel park?
Not really. I mean, I like to drive trucks around the farm and stuff.
Well, Dino, thank you so much for your time. Jacob, thank you for coming in. Keep us informed with how the career is going. Check him out on the weekends. This was another edition of the FYI Fastlane. Thursday is $1 burger night at Bottlenecks. Get a juicy 4th pound burger for only $1 all night long.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, Holy Trinity Orthodox Church, 223 South Kennedy Drive in McAdoo, will be having a pierogi and halushki sale Friday, July 15th from 10 a.m. to 5:30. Please call ahead to secure your order, 570-929-2179. And one more quick announcement, Holy Rosary Parish, 240 South Poplar Street in Hazleton, be holding a Rosary in the Grotto on Friday, July 29th at 3 p.m. All faithful are welcome to participate, and for more info, call 570-455-6390. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Eugene V. Garcia of Hazleton. Mass is Saturday at 10 a.m. in the Holy Rosary Church. Friends may call Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. Arrangements are under the direction of the Turnbach Funeral Home. Thomas Otto Cesaro of Tamaqua. Services will be private at the convenience of the family and under the direction of the Schlitzer Allen Pugh Funeral Home. Marion L. DeCasatis, formerly of Hazleton. Funeral is Friday at 11 a.m. from the Firo Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Anthony V. Parise of Ebervale. Funeral is Friday at 9 a.m. from the Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 8 to 9 a.m. Judith J. Leonard, formerly of Hazleton. Celebration of Life will be held July 22nd from 2 to 5 p.m. at Ross's Cafe in Hazleton. Margaret Ann Doherty of Hazleton. Memorial is Saturday at 1 p.m. in the Community Bible Fellowship Church. And Eugene T. Hudock, formerly of Hazleton. Funeral is Saturday at 11 a.m. from the Butler Chapel of the Cropton Hughes Funeral Home. Friends may call Saturday from 9:30 to 11 a.m. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is David Mason of New Ringgold. David, if you're watching, give us a call, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
Summer is a great time to share vacation pics. Ocean City, Maryland is a popular destination. While my friend Juno is 540 million miles away orbiting Jupiter, she arrived there on the 4th of July. Juno sent back this image of the planet to the left and 3 of its moons to the right. This was taken about 3 million miles away from Jupiter. NASA says high-resolution images will come our way in late August. We have more racing information coming your way on Friday, so check that out and so much more here on FYI. We'll see you then. Take it easy, everyone.